In this video, we are going to show you how to add some other interesting features to your website. That is basically a new type of content. From what we saw in the last video, we were able to add a content type called the article content type and the basic content type. But in this video, we're going to show you how to add more content type. Let's get started. From the what we saw in the last video, if we go to structure and content types, we can see the basic two content types that comes with the default Drupal, which are the article content type and the basic page content type. In this video, we're going to add a new content type to our website. What do we mean? Why do we need a content type? The main reason why we need another kind of content type is, for example, if you are to build an application or a website for a school, and then in that school they will need to add different ebooks, and we all know that if we are to add an ebook to a website, we definitely need to put in the title of the ebook. Apart from that, we also need to add the author of the ebook. In addition, we also need to add the published date, and we can also add the publisher of that particular ebook and so many other features like that. So in order to add all these features, we shouldn't need to tamper with the basic two types of content that comes with the default Drupal. So all we need to do is to add a new content type from this interface. Now in this content type, we are going to call it ebook, and the title of each ebook, whenever anybody wants to add an ebook, he or she is going to put in the title. But in this case, we are not going to call it title, which we are going to call it something like um ebook title. Then all of these settings can be left at the default setting, but in most cases you would want to remove promoted to front page if you don't want the ebook content type to be promoted to the front page, and also if you want to display the author of that particular ebook. But in this case, we are choosing to not display it. Also, from the comment settings, we want to disable comments, so that we don't want anybody to add comment to the ebooks that we add to our website. So that is why we can simply make this to be hidden. And after all this, we can simply save our content type and see our new content type, ebook. Now if we go back to the content aspect or the add content section where we normally add content, we now have the ebook type of content, in which we can simply click on to add a new ebook. So the normal feed name that we normally see here is title. Now we have changed this to ebook title. You can add the body, and you can save. This doesn't seem to be different from the basic page content type. However, we can simply go back to the content type center to add more feeds. Let's go there, like from the structure, we go back to the content types, and then the ebook section, we simply need to go to manage feeds. And by manage feeds, this is where we can add as many as possible feeds. Basically what we have currently is ebook title and body. Since in our ebook we don't need to add the body to our ebook content type, so we can simply delete this, because by default we normally have the body to be added to any new content type you add. Now we are left with ebook title. Let's add some other fields. For example, the ebook author. So you can simply say author or author name. Now the author name, then the type of feeds. There are different types of feed to add to feeds. For example, the text feed allow you to add text to a particular feed area. We also have the term reference. We talk about term reference in another video in the series. We also have long text and summary. If for example, you it's going to be long text and summary is such as the body feed, as simple as that. The long text allow you to have a longer text than the ordinary text feeds. This is usually used for feeds like address feeds, where you want your users to type in the address of their name. And list, which is of text, allows you to have a kind of predefined list of items. For example, you want to ask the gender of a user, so you can simply add list, and the list will be male and female, so that they can just choose from one of these two. You can add as many as possible items in the list. It's usually unlimited. And then we also have list of integers. Instead of text like male and female, you can have list of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then float, list of float is like decimal number, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, predefined lists. Then we all know what integer is. Integer is 1, 2, 3, 4. The normal number we read. It could also be negative. So we have image feed. If you want your user to add image to your website, we also have float. Float is decimal. Something like decimal in computer science. You can also add file. The decimal, basically this is usually used for amount like 500,000 naira, 600,000 naira. Boolean is basically true or false, just like a check mark. So in this case also, we want anybody that is adding an ebook to our website to type in the author of that ebook. So in this case, you're going to choose text, and then we save that. Now upon saving that, let's see the next thing we have on the screen. Sorry, I'm waiting. Okay, so we have to type in the maximum length of that particular, the characters that this particular field can contain. So by basically, we normally leave this as the default. You wouldn't want your user to type in more than 255 characters. Now the next setting is this field compulsory? If it is compulsory, you have to check required field, so that your user must enter the author name of that ebook. And then all of these settings are fine, and then you can click save settings. So during your spare time, you can take your time to see what other settings look like. Okay, now let's go back to the add content section. And ebook, want to add a new ebook, we can see the ebook title and the author. Now because we have removed the body field, then we don't need to add to see any body here. So the next thing is author, and then we can simply save. Okay, let's add an ebook. We'll call the ebook title my my ebook. Then the author is Mr. Sharif. Now let's save this ebook. And then it doesn't do much anyways at this time. In the next video, we are going to add more feeds to this particular ebook content type, so that we can play around with some of the other types of feeds that we have.